Good Tuesday evening, March 4th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Last night, police say a woman drove off an embankment in the 3500 block of Squilchuck Road and landed in Squilchuck Creek. This year's Apple Blossom Festival will feature the first ever senior pageant for women over 55 years old to crown a queen and two princesses for the Stamilt Grand Parade. Expect partly cloudy skies and seasonal weather tomorrow with a warm-up by Thursday. Your full local weather forecast is straight ahead. The Chelan-Douglas Health District is mounting its defense in a lawsuit that accuses it of negligence in handling its clients' personal data. Two women sued after they and about 109,000 other people had their patient data stolen in a set of 2021 cybersecurity breaches at the Wenatchee Valley Public Health Agency. A Chelan County judge initially dismissed their lawsuit, but it was reinstated late last year by the Washington Court of Appeals. Last week, the Health District filed a response in Superior Court saying it took all reasonable steps to secure the personal information of its clients, and the two people suing have not shown that they suffered damages from that breach. No trial date in the civil suit has yet been set. A portion of Highway 971 is closed after a rock slide caused rock and debris to spill into the road. According to Chelan County Public Works, the road closed just after 3 a.m. on Monday between Lake Chelan State Park and the intersection of Scenic Ranch Lane. The county says several large rocks are out of reach by maintenance equipment and exposed about 50 to 60 feet above the roadway. The rocks pose a hazard to the road below, and local traffic should detour on Navarre Coulee Road. The county says there is no estimated reopening time, and a geotechnical team has been dispatched to review conditions. Ohme Gardens County Park says it's successfully taken 6 hazardous trees out of its 9-acre complex before they could pose a risk to visitors. The work took place on Monday with arborists teaming up with Chelan County Public Works and an ENIAT helicopter crew to take the trunks out of the park by air. A windstorm last week brought down a handful of trees, some of which came to rest on the cliffs overlooking Highway 97A. The removal required a closure of Ohme Garden Road throughout Monday morning. Park managers say the operation went off without a hitch. Last night, police say a woman drove off an embankment in the 3500 block of Squilchuck Road and landed in Squilchuck Creek. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office and Wenatchee Valley Fire Department both responded around 7:12 p.m. The Sheriff's Office Chief Ryan Moody spoke with NCWLIFE News earlier today to share the details of the accident.
A car had actually gone off the road, and it was near the 3500 block of Squilchuck Road. And the vehicle went off the road and down an embankment that was described as about 30 to 40 feet down and landed in the creek upside down. And luckily the driver, single female occupant driver, was able to crawl out and get herself back up to the roadway. So she did have some minor injuries, but I don't know specifically what those were.
When we come back, the State Department of Fish and Wildlife is pondering whether to temporarily close 240 acres of the Methow Wildlife Area to protect migrating sandhill cranes. Washington Senator Patty Murray opted not to attend President Donald Trump's joint address to Congress tonight. And a rite of passage for Wenatchee School District children is now open for adults to experience. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at merrymaidesofwenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed, so relax, it's done.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
The State Department of Fish and Wildlife is pondering whether to temporarily close 240 acres of the Methow Wildlife Area to protect migrating sandhill cranes. The endangered birds migrate and breed in Washington wetlands, and the Methow offers some of their prime nesting habitat. A breeding pair has nested in the wildlife area since 2021. If approved, the closure would run from mid-April through the end of September this year, and perhaps in future years. Fish and Wildlife is accepting public comment on the proposal through the agency's website until Monday. Washington Senator Patty Murray opted not to attend President Donald Trump's joint address to Congress tonight. The veteran Democrat said the Republican president is, quote, spitting in the face of the law with demands to cut billions of dollars in federal funding and lay off thousands of federal workers. Instead, Murray spent the day in press calls with government employees and businesses in Washington affected by those policies. Her fellow Senator Maria Cantwell, also a Democrat, said she would attend the State of the Union with a special guest. She's invited Seattle cancer researcher Dr. Paul Lang, whose work could be damaged by the administration's healthcare policies. This year's Apple Blossom Festival will feature the first ever senior pageant to crown a queen and two princesses for the Stamilt Grand Parade. Women ages 55 and over are eligible to compete. You can call the number on your screen to enter. The pageant will include categories such as talent, speech, and ball gown. The winners will be crowned by the 2025 Apple Blossom Royalty and ride on the Colonial Vista float in the parade on May 3rd. The queen will also receive the grand prize of a luxury weekend getaway. The top 10 will be announced on April 7th, with the pageant taking place on April 16th at Colonial Vista. The senior pageant is free for the public to attend. A rite of passage for Wenatchee School District children is now open for adults to experience. Beauty of Bronze began over 20 years ago at Columbia Elementary School and gives fifth graders the chance to learn about local art and craft a sculpture. On Thursday, March 27th, adults have the opportunity to make their own bronze sculpture at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. The class costs $90 and includes a beverage, art materials, and sponsorship of one fifth grade student. Registration is required, and those interested can do so on the Wenatchee Valley Museum website. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we will hear from Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council Director Alan Walker about how spending freezes and reductions will affect the council. Seasonal temperatures are expected once again tomorrow, with a warm-up by the end of the week. I'll have your full local weather forecast coming up. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here. Oh. I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. This March, Lake Chelan welcomes food and wine lovers to an unforgettable experience. Taste Chelan. 16 of the Valley's top wineries and restaurants create the perfect pairing of fine wines and Epicurean delights. With 4 unique winery tracks and 5 weekends to explore, every visit offers something fresh and exciting. From your first sip to the last bite, every moment is a delicious adventure, so don't wait. Tickets are selling fast. Visit tastechelan.com today.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station based right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Be sure to tune in for coverage of local sports. Once again, this spring we'll bring you prep boys soccer, baseball, and softball. In addition, we're adding Wenatchee Bighorn basketball in March, April, and May. It's all right here on the NCWLIFE channel, our Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as our website at ncwlife.com.
The Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council takes its funding from multiple sources, including the federal government. It puts that money, about 75% of its $16 million budget, towards housing programs, energy assistance, and food aid for 2 counties. In tonight's feature story, Director Alan Walker told NCWLIFE's Dan Kuntz, with spending freezes and program reductions announced every day under the Trump administration, the Community Action Council is closely watching the news out of D.C.
We certainly are watching it very closely. One of the programs that started in Johnson and back in 1964-65 was Head Start. So Head Start has been around for 60 years as well. The Head Start programs in the state were blocked for a period of time in late January of accessing their funds. That was eventually released, and so thousands and thousands of teachers across the country were on the brink of losing all their jobs, but that's been restored. So we are watching closely the Health and Human Services. We also received funding from the Department of Energy for our utility assistance and weatherization program, and then also another government organization called the Corporation for National Community Service, which is our AmeriCorps and Retired and Senior Volunteer program. So all of those are under the possibility of being reduced and or eliminated. Weatherization, energy assistance, and AmeriCorps programs. So we're watching those closely. We have a phenomenal lobbyist in Washington, D.C. That has been the lobbyist for community action agencies since the early 70s. He knows everybody, and he works very hard at building and maintaining relationships regardless of political affiliation.
Is it affecting morale at your offices on Lewis Street or your distribution center out there in North Wenatchee Avenue? Are the folks who work for you directly or indirectly, are they a little nervous?
We've been keeping attitudes positive, and so far we haven't seen an impact, and you mentioned the food service, so the U.S. Department of Agriculture is another source of funding for us as well. So food security is certainly on everybody's mind, and so we continue to monitor all those programs, and fortunately no cuts yet, but we don't know what's going to lie ahead, really from day to day. And we just try to keep our staff positive and let them know that we're here and we're going to continue to empower the people that we work with on a daily basis. And that's our objective, and that's our mission.
It helps that our local representatives at the federal level, Congresswoman Schreier, Congressman Newhouse, our 2 senators, Murray and Cantwell, they have been a big part of the success of the local organization, your local organization. Yes. They understand the need for the Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council and what you guys do.
Absolutely, and across the board, and you mentioned all 4 of them, and all 4 of them have been very strong supporters of community action agencies for a very long time.
Despite political pressure from elsewhere. And you're going to go to our nation's capital a little bit later on in March, right?
That is correct, yes. There's a few of us from Washington State Community Action folks going to Washington, D.C. There will be other community action people there from across the country representing the 1,000 community action agencies in the nation. And we'll be on the Hill in D.C. for a few days and meeting with various folks.
Time now to take a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic Tuesday. A lot more clouds today than we saw out there yesterday. Temperatures, because of that, a little bit cooler as well, and even some shower activity around our area outside our weather window this afternoon. Lake Wenatchee picking up some light showers. Also to our east in parts of Grant County, picking up some of that light rain shower activity. We have that in our forecast as well, but I think that will diminish as our evening moves along. Speaking of moving along, our weather looks pretty good as we get into mid and the end of the week. Clear to partly cloudy skies for Wednesday. I think our temperatures will stay about the same as today, but boy, then as we get into Thursday, Friday, we're going to be getting closer to that 55-degree mark for Thursday and Friday. This weekend, a few more clouds, but we'll stay on the warm side, especially Sunday, where we could see high temperatures approaching 60 degrees. More on that coming up. Also coming up as we get you into Thursday, we'll see high pressure move in, low pressure will get kicked out. That's what we're seeing now, and that could kick up some breezy conditions. Not so much windy, but gusts max 20 to 25 miles an hour. A little stronger up in Ohme, 30 to 35, and Moses Lake about like Wenatchee, between 20 and 25 degrees, and we will see a warm up too as we get you into Thursday. Today's high temperature unofficially right where we should be for this time of year at 48 degrees. 61 is our record high, and that was set back in 2021. 37 this morning, 31 is normal, and our record low 4 degrees, and that was set in 2019. Sunrise this morning 6:34, and it sets for us tonight at 5:51. Getting you into that Wednesday forecast map, and temperatures will be a lot like today. Low 50s in the Columbia Basin for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 51 in Quincy, and then upper 40s from Wenatchee into Eniat and Chelan, right around 50 in Omak, and mid to upper 40s in the Upper Valley from Lake Wenatchee into Kashmir. So those are actually about normal for this time of year. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, still the remnants of a ridge over the Pacific Northwest. We'll call it seasonal lows tonight with temperatures around the low 30s for overnight lows, so about where we should be for this time of year. On Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, just that little bit of cloud cover right there in central Washington. Temperatures tomorrow as well where we should be in the upper 40s to near about 50 degrees for Wednesday. And then by Thursday, a large area of high pressure building off the Washington coast. That'll bring us lots of sunshine throughout the day on Thursday, and a little warm up too with highs in the mid 50s for Thursday. For your Friday, a lot like Thursday, maybe a few more high clouds out there as an area of low pressure pushes some clouds onto the west coast. We'll see mild conditions again Friday. It's going to be a beauty with high temperatures in the mid 50s later in the afternoon for Friday. And then getting you into the weekend, another area of high pressure pushes that low to the north into British Columbia. We'll just see a few clouds from that on Saturday. Going to stay mild, highs in the low to mid 50s. And then as we end our weekend on Sunday, even though we will see some high clouds out there, we're going to see a nice warm up with highs in the mid to upper 50s, even some 60s around late Sunday afternoon. A great day to get outside and maybe enjoy the outdoors on Sunday. For Monday, mostly cloudy, area of low pressure in southern British Columbia. That's going to bring some wraparound clouds into Washington state, some showers in the western part of Washington. We'll stay mild here in the Wenatchee Valley with highs on Monday in the mid 50s. Here's your 7-day forecast now. 31 overnight tonight, partly cloudy and 49 tomorrow, and then a warm up. Boy, Thursday and Friday, just beautiful days, mid 50s with lots of sun, and then a few more clouds on Saturday and Sunday, but the temperatures will stay mild with highs generally in the mid 50s. And that's a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Dan Kuntz and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
TBL season continues for the Wenatchee Bighorns, and NCWLIFE channel is back with more coverage. Watch the Bighorns take on the Vancouver Volcanoes on Thursday, March 20th at W.B. Smith Gym on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College. Grant Olson and Jamie Council are courtside with all the action. Watch Bighorns basketball on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
NCWLIFE's news team is keeping an eye on North Central Washington. Join us each weekday evening at 5, 6, and 10 for the NCWLIFE Evening News, with interviews, in-depth reporting, and the kind of insights you can't find anywhere else. We're the hometown news station for the Wenatchee Valley, the Cascade Foothills, and up and down the Columbia River. Thanks for watching NCWLIFE, proud to be part of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Dan Coons filling in for Eric Granstrom, who continues his court-ordered community service. The Mariners erased a deficit. They were down 1, and then they scored, and they scored again, and they scored again, and they scored a whole bunch. In the 8th inning, you add it all up, that means a victory yesterday in Cactus League Baseball. They beat the Guardians. The final was 7-2. Louis Castillo gave up the 2 runs, but then 6 relievers shut down Cleveland the rest of the way. Dominic Canzone and Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, started the comeback.
He's set. Here's his pitch. Swung on. Hit in the air. High to center field. Backpedaling Martinez. Still going back. Still going back. He doesn't have this one. It's off his glove to the wall. Velez rumbling around third base. He's being waved. The cutoff throw home on the way. Velez dives. He is safe. Safe on the slide as Hedges couldn't get the tag applied, and the Mariners have tied this one up. And that ball just had a ton of carry. Canzone ends up.
Here's the pitch to Cal Raleigh. Swinging a fly ball deep to right field. This one isn't coming back way out of the berm beyond the Cleveland bullpen. Cal Raleigh jumps on Paul Sewell's first pitch. Cal pinch hitting for Jorge Polanco. And with that home run to right field, the Mariners have the lead 3-2. And that was a no-doubter, baby. Wow, Cal Raleigh way out to right field. And the Mariners have the lead 3-2. At every base. And again, the 2-2 Mastroboni with a swing and a line drive in the center field for a base hit. Lopez will score. Here comes Dunn third, being waved in. He's going to score. Montez in at second. Miles Mastroboni with a base hit to drive in a couple. And it's now the Mariners 7 and the Guardians 2.
Mariners are off today. That's rare. You don't get too many off days during Cactus League play. Then they travel to Surprise Stadium tomorrow to take on the Royals. Right-hander Bryce Miller gets the nod for the Mariners. The Seattle Kraken welcome the Wild to town tonight. This will be huge. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the Minnesota Wild, not the Wenatchee Wild. It's the first of 4 home games this week for the Kraken. Seattle is 14-14-4 at home. They are 26-31-4 overall. The Kraken have a 13-7-1 record in games that they convert at least 1 power play. But guess what? Minnesota is a very good road team. 21-9-3 on the road. That's one of the best in the NHL. They're 39-22-4 overall. This is a matchup that they did a couple of months ago in Minnesota that the Wild won in a shootout. The final there was 5-4. The puck drops at 7 o'clock on Kong TV. Not a lot of college basketball last night. Eastern split their 2 games with Montana. The Eastern Washington women won their final game of their regular season. They held off Montana 80-77 in Cheney. Alexis Pettis scored 21 for the Eagles. Mason Williams 20 points for the men, but it wasn't enough for the Eastern men, who blew a 7-point lead, losing on the road to Montana. It's been a tough year for the Eastern Washington men's basketball teams. All right, let's take one more look at what's going on tomorrow as the state playoffs head into championship weekend. If you want to win the big gold ball, you got to win them all. And it starts tomorrow. Here's your schedule. The round of 12 Wednesday in the girls basketball tournament. Cashmere will take on Montesano in Yakima at 10:30 in the morning. In Spokane, it's Pateros and Lummi Nation at 6 o'clock. Of course, Brewster and Waterville-Mansfield, they've already punched their ticket to the quarterfinals. Brewster will take on the winner of Colfax or Napavine on Thursday. Waterville-Mansfield has a great shot at taking home a trophy. They will take on the winner of Lummi Nation or Pateros, again, sometime on Thursday. Wednesday in boys, it's the round of 12, and everybody plays tomorrow. Cashman will take on Seton Catholic at 3:45. Chelan will take on the Bear Creek School at 9 in the evening. But they got it better than Okanagan. They have to take on Toledo at 9 in the morning. That's awfully early to play a basketball game. I don't care how young you are. And Lake Roosevelt and Tri-Cities Prep will do battle at 12:15. Well, the Wenatchee Wild entered the weekend that just left us 2 points behind Seattle in the race for the 8th and final playoff spot in the Western Conference. When the weekend was over, they were 3 points behind. They regressed. They dropped 2 of 3 so now the Wild have back-to-back games Wednesday, tomorrow at the Town Toyota Center. They got Thursday off, and then they take on Prince George again on Friday. And Austin Andrade on this morning's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley told me that the goaltender for the Prince George Cougars may be the best in the league.
George will see a team with some high-end goaltending. Josh Ravensbergen's their top goaltender. Came in as a 16-year-old last year, really impressed, and came back this year. He's been even better. He's a 30-win goaltender. He's one of only, I think, 2 in the Western Hockey League right now, and he may well be the first goaltender off the board in the NHL draft coming up in June. So they've got some solid scoring, some good defensemen. But for them, it starts with their back end, and Josh Ravensbergen has picked up a lot of the work for them and carried them a good part of the way.
So again, the Wenatchee Wild have Prince George tomorrow, a rare Wednesday night game at the Town Toyota Center. Thursday off, Prince George again on Friday. They're on the road Saturday to take on the Tri-City Americans. Go Wild, they got to win if they're going to make the playoffs. And those are just some of the games that people are playing.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure, on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.